Buckets. Buckets. Hello and welcome to the Soul Collector channel, where you guessed it, we collect buckets. Buckets! Assault from the chairs of our enemies, and today I'm going to go through a little bit of a, we'll call it a deep dive, but a mini dive into the Cindra matchup and how I found it so far, mainly because of the success it has seen in the calling. And yeah, I mean, if Yuki believes in it, builds this deck, and then we see two calling finalists, regardless of the noise surrounding it, we know that there's something up with Cindra. And if you've had the experience to play against Cindra recently, you'll know also that the number in the bottom right hand corner of the cards are meaningless, because whatever damage you can do to them, she can do more back. It doesn't matter what deck I play, I have the same strategy into her. When I'm talking Raiden builds, this is my yellow deck build. And yes, okay, here, this is not, I think 4 of these games were pre-calling, only 1 was after, which I recorded, which I'll show you. Just this week I recorded 3. Yeah, and we could say, we can dissect how useful these games are, in terms of, 1 second, I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, sorry. In terms of the opponent, Talishara, whatever, whatnot. I don't want to say things like, oh, it's a free win, oh, it's favored. None of that. I'm just saying there is a way for us to win, that I found that works enough for me to say, okay, I'm comfortable with this. Whereas going into Fang, for example, I have not found a way to a strategy to play that matchup and feel comfortable in my results. So let's see where we go here. Just so you guys know, what I'm saying is not just the videos I'm sending you, it is actually what I'm doing here. We have 6 wins, 2 losses. One of these you'll see, one of these you'll see. I think 4 out of these 8 games have been post-calling. 2 of those I lost. So, is it a foolproof plan? No. Has Cindra gotten more difficult for the match for us? Yes. But yeah, I'm still not as worried about Cindra as I am about Fang. I'm getting absolutely killed here. 7-8. Florian 7-7. I think both are equally hard. Jarl I'm okay with. Ira I'm okay with. Mario I'm okay with. I know I have 3 losses here, but I'm learning this matchup a little bit, and I'm optimistic that I will turn this around to be positive. And Viscera, I just never know what's going to happen in that matchup. Those are the main ones I'm scared of. Of those decks from the RTN on Saturday, I should be referring to. The ones that I expect to see a lot of are Mario, Cindra. I think Dory might make a comeback. Enigma might take a seat while Cindra is around. Fang, just because he's new, I expect to see a few Fang players. Maybe a couple Florians, a couple Jarls. New is always going to be around. And then maybe, yeah, Vizaricus, because he's one of the best decks in the format. A lot of these heroes will come to the RTN. I think we have around 50 to 60 players on Saturday. I think last I checked a week ago, it was 45, and there's room for 64. I believe. I could be sprouting numbers out my butt. Anyway, so what do I do when I go into this matchup? I don't have it here. Maybe I just go into Defender. Yeah, so we go Helm of Halo's Grace, Soulbond, Warpath of Winggrace, Ironsong Versus, all our D-Reacts, 3 Syncs, and then this is a new edition, that all you got. Some people might not be playing that all you got, in which case that's not what you got. Saving Grace is in, and Command and Conquer sometimes. I'm unsure about Command and Conquer, whether it needs to go in or not, because obviously they don't have Crown of Providence. And so Command and Conquer could come in for something like Take Flight, where we don't have 3 cards to spare most of the time, and keep our 2-card hands more prevalent. So regardless of my deck, whether it's yellow cards or this one, which was Cheerios, and this is the only thing left from the Cheerios build, my strategy is the same. I'm building Soul, and I'm cracking back with Luminas and Celestial Cataclysms. I think you need to see 2 Luminas to win the game. I don't think it's unrealistic to ask for 1 Lumina and a Beacon of Vic in the first 30 cards, or a combination of that. She doesn't like to block, so coming in with Bolt of Courage, Go Agains are great. E-Strike Draw is fine to keep digging. That's what we're doing. We're digging. Sink Below, dig. And then we stop the pings, the flicks with Helm of Halo's Grace, Warpath of Ring Grace, Soul Bond obviously does its thing, and then Saving Grace, depending on how they go about their chain. Yeah. So I don't know if we need Spirit of Arena in. Maybe at least take 1 out and 1 Take Flight and put in the Command and Conquers. But this does help some nutty turns. And moving on to nutty turns, we can talk about the new card, Warcry of Bellona, a card that I am now fully behind. When I mean supported for all of putting it in our decks. I think it's a very good card, and we should be doing that. We should be putting it in. Again, I mean, it's not game changing in a way that, it's not Be the Vanguard, it's not Lumen Ascension, it's not Beacon of Victory, but it is now a staple, whereby, I mean, I think I've used the discard once in 30 games, maybe 20, 25 games. The +2 has given me is generally a 0 for 4. 9% of the time, 0 for 6 sometimes. That's when you're like really flying high. I know a few people say it's a great Arsenal target. I really don't like it in Arsenal because it just really jams your turn. It really says, okay, you have to wait for Lumina, and that means you absolutely need Lumina beaming plus a yellow, and that means you're going to be blocked with 1 card. I don't like that restriction. I guess it's fine into decks where you're not too worried about letting attacks hit you, or if you have a little armor up. I mean, it is good, but just having to wait for that. Whereas Lumina, having Lumina in Arsenal, having another card in Arsenal, which you can play without the need of another card. Obviously, Lumina, you need the charge. But this really wants you to play Lumina first. So not only do you need another card, you need that other card to be Lumina. Maybe I'm just being a little bit impatient, but yeah, I prefer. I end up charging and blocking with this a lot more. I always like to keep 1 and always keep track of them to make sure that if it does get to late game, I have 1 card coming up and I could reckless swing the opponent. Again, happened once. But yeah, anyways, I like it. What did it replace? I think it was Banner of Salvation. I think Lumina Lance, 2 maybe Lumina Lances. Yeah, okie dokie. So that's my strategy. Turn 0, I like Cindra to go first. I block with this card, charge it immediately, and then yeah, I might take 2 to 3 damage that first turn, but normally leaves them without an arsenal, which is great. If you're playing at Cindra and she has 5 cards, that's when you start to worry. And so keeping her off 5 cards as much as possible is nice. Again, we don't have the on hits to do that, to have to pressure that way. Command and Conquer might be an option there, or we could replace Command and Conquer with a raised face, or put Command and Conquer and a raised face here for that all you got. I don't know the exact 6 from these flex slots. I'm not sure what the best 6 are. This might be Valiant Thrust. This might be a raised face or something else. Something Banneret of Protection for the Arcane Barrier. This might be a raised face. I don't know. Any comments from you guys would be much appreciated on what you found successful or not. I know I'm quite stubborn when it comes to card choices. So you might think why I don't have Shelter from the Storm in here and I have Sink Below. I'm sure Shelter is good and perhaps better. I just really like the dig function, the hand saving function. Oh shoot, what do I do? I get rid of it? Here it is. Deck. And I don't think I will ever want to get rid of that, especially because we already have a way to stop the pings with our Soul Bond. I do understand the value of the Prevent 3. I should play with it more just to figure it out. But if you play a game and you just count the amount of times you use Prevent 3 effectively versus the sync or versus the block, then maybe you could make your own decision upon that. For me, D-Reacts belong in the arsenal. And if I'm only getting a 0-4, D-React's still good. With upside that I draw it, then I'd rather have a Sink Below. Okie dokie, let's go through the 3 games. I'll try to go through it. I recorded these this week, as I mentioned. I'm just going to increase the playback speed of this. It's around 2. Let's change this. First game, Cindra. Zaza. Where are we? Trying to make it. There we go. Okie dokie. And then I'll press play. So I've gone through my sideboarding options. This is with my Cheerios, quote unquote Cheerios deck. And she goes first, which is great for us. I block, get rid of my yellow. I forgot what it was already. Banneret of Courage. So even better. We get a double token maker. We have Saving Grace available for this turn, which is good. We can block here. I think we just block as much as we can. Bolt of Courage is nice. This is 4 damage, so Saving Grace is perfect. He's going to flick. He doesn't get the flick value out of it. And now here he could attack again if he wants, but he loses his sideboard, his arsenal, and we could probably block most of it with Bolt of Courage. So we get away unscathed. We have a Courage token, we have a Soul, and we have a Quicken. Here we've got a double Bolt of Courage turn. We can go Sword. So here I'm deciding whether or not to Arsenal Enlightened Strike or Sink Below. I want to, because I'm thinking he's not going to block. And if he doesn't block, E-Strike becomes so much better. So maybe there is an argument to get rid of Bolt of Courage. But if I charge Bolt of Courage here and he does block, I'm left with a decision to make on whether or not I want to attack with Sword and then E-Strike go again, E-Strike draw a card and lose my Sink. I think Sink is too important this early in the game while I'm building Soul and setting up for my double Lumina turn. And I don't want to take the risk of him not blocking, because you might have Wax Off, whatever it's called, which is such a good defense reaction. You might have something else. We might just have a crap hand and want to block out, in which case it puts me in a bad position. So here I get to do 10 damage. I get to draw a lot. and I get 2 soul and 1 courage token. It's all in all, it's a very good first turn. What I lost for this turn, what I gave up for this turn, is my boots. So it's a 2 block, which is fine. And I've given her an arsenal, which means I'm defending a 5-card hand. Luckily, I have a sink below, so I'm defending with a 5-card hand as well. And I have Banner of Gallantry, which is also very nice because I can Helm of Halo's Grace here. I think I decide to double block armor to not let any damage slink through. Because I could block with 1 3 block here, and then he could shoot a dagger, which I don't think he will. She will, I keep saying he. Anyways, I do this. I draw a light of the way, not very good. Block with it. But boom, bada bing. And now I feel like I don't think she can get to 3 chain links. Just because, yeah, she's a dagger already. This can hit, not a problem. This is hit number 1. This is hit number 2. And I let it through because it's number 2. I think she thinks it's hit number 3 because of the dagger. And there's a bit of a pause here. And this messes me up. So I understand how time between actions can affect someone's ability to remember something. That's all I'll say on that matter. And we don't go into chat. I think Zaza just realizes that the ping was prevented, and then she goes in for this. And here I should have blocked, but I wasn't thinking. I was at this point. It already a couple minutes have passed, so I wasn't thinking too much about it. I should have. I think in real life I would have asked about things. I should have blocked with Soul Bond Resolve plus Sink Below and Arsenal instead of let them draw. I didn't bother trying to take it back because that was my own fault, I think. And at least I get to keep a sink for another turn. Here I come for 12 damage and 2 life. I'm not sure how much life. 2 life and and some soul. So I'm feeling pretty good. Again, it's a 5-card hand. This is pretty nice. It's very defensive. I want to keep Illuminate if I can. I want to keep Illuminate, E-Strike +1 if I can, because that's 11 damage turn. We'll put her down to 7. And at that point, put her down to 7. At that point, any 3 to 4 card hand represents lethal. So if this hand doesn't do too much damage to me, and I can survive on 20 plus, then I'm golden. Okay, perfect 4 blocks now. I get rid of E-Strike because I don't think I'm going to have enough cards to play E-Strike. Yeah, block this as well. Get rid of it. That all you got. Snatch. I don't think it's too important to let this hit. But I block it anyways. Not sure why. There's an argument to not block it, but I like to keep that all you got in Arsenal. Here, okay, so now we've been given the win. 2 Beacon of Victories, Ball of Courage, Charging, Saving Grace, and 7 Soul. So, like, good luck trying to stop that. And this he's given us, Zaza, she has given us a gift for our That All You Got. Is this the best representation of a game? I got 3 Luminas. We're not always going to get 3 Luminas in these matchups. Okay, first hit. Good for you. Because of That All You Got, I'm able to block with Saving Grace if I really need to. But I don't think I'm going to prevent the Yon hit. mass draw this turn. I know they revealed something that wasn't too worrisome. I forgot what it was. It might have been like a ancestral empowerment, +1 draw card. Anyways, I'm forcing them to. Oh no, I don't think they never used their flick knives. So I'll pause it there. So because they didn't use their flick knives, they're not going to get to this third. I mean, this arsenal could get them to a third chain link for Mask of Momentum. And the reason why they didn't use their flick knives is because of Snatch, I believe. I still would have used flick knives. I still would have, maybe because they revealed a card that they didn't. I don't know. I think I still would have forced the blocks and pushed for that double card draw, one off Mask of Momentum and then one off Snatch. If they draw one, they can draw two. I really don't care. Now here I do this and they just give up because they know I have a sweet turn coming. I don't know what I would have drawn. It could have been another Bolt of Courage, and if it was, I could have beaconed that one as well. Double hit, double draw, and then double Lumina. So that was that game. Let's move on to the next one. Restart playback. Starting from the beginning. Okay, I'm first, which hurts, and I accidentally didn't equip the right boots in this match. I just played on because why the hell not? Shoot with engulfing light, expecting a block. There is no block, a little bit surprising. I'll take it, get my arsenal, get a saving grace in there, and then I have a Beacon of Victory turn. Here I could Helm of Halo's Grace plus Saving Grace, but I think I just opt to Saving Grace and save it for another turn. Beacon of Vic. I can block here. I think I should. Just make sure that they're definitely not going to get the trigger. Okay, never mind. I don't. Take the hit. I can take this hit as well. Oh yeah, that's why. Because I know that if they want to get the trigger, they're going to have to use the last card in their hand. No Mask of Momentum trigger. This is good. I mean, they get to hit me with the daggers and get the daggers back. Lava Burst, we block because it's the third one. And I opt to keep Celestial Cataclysm because we have 3 soul. The reason why we have soul is for Celestial Cataclysm and Lumina Ascension. But going down to 0 is something to think about, and we could think of it as the wrong decision. Luckily, the Cindra is on a 4-card hand and will likely go down to 30, which puts us in a good spot. Breaking point. Okay, now we know they have a breaking point. And then, yeah, Beacon of Victory. Here's a nice Banneret of Courage block, perfectly with a 2er set up here, so we take it. No spill damage, and it helps us stop the kunai flick. Unfortunately, we draw a Spirit of Arena. Well, fortunately or unfortunately, I think it's a good thing for us. And then that flick does nothing. I think I realized that later. Yeah. They do it anyways. I think it's that. I'm not. I think it's just to get the dagger in the graveyard, get rid of my ping damage. Or they don't do it. I don't know. They don't do it. Fair dinghams. We can block this and assure there's no Mask of Momentum trigger. So we block it. And then, what do they end with? I forgot. Ah. Okay, so we can be in Bravado and end with Bolt of Courage if we hit with our Lumina. So I feel like, let me go back a little bit. I feel like these boots didn't help me out too much. Because I could have charged Spirit of Arena and my Wog if they're there, and it would have given me a bit of extra room to play with. Anyways. Where are we? Oh, sorry. I fast forward a little bit. We're here. Yep, and then we go with this, get the action point from Lumen Ascension. Hopefully we hit. We do not, so that means my Bolt of Courage is now going to hang out in Arsenal. These two things have... I'll pause it there. This is the start of things that don't go my way, that affect the end of the game. It starts like as early as this, and the game is so quick that you really need to think about every... I mean, you're averaging 4 or 5 turns, right? So you really need to think about every point of damage, every soul, every use of armor. And I'm very aggressive in the way I use my armor. Here's pretty good. What do I do here? I think I opt to take quite a bit of damage because I can go Be in Bravado into charging the Banneret of Gallantry, into Sword, into Bolt of Courage. So I still have 6 block worth of cards. Which is pretty nice. I could block this, force the flick. So I think I should be blocking with Express Lightning here. Or not. Okay, I'll block this. Yeah, force the flick here, and then I can Soulbond Resolve plus another card block, because he never comes for more than 5. Fealty. Oh yeah, this one hurt. This one got me good. Like, this one got me real good. I did not expect to see this card. This is the second turn where things didn't work out accordingly for me. And well, it's in his deck. He played it well. Good for him or her. Here, I'll pause it. If he takes the damage, I'm going to draw a card, average 3 value. If he blocks it, I'm going to give it a go again and hit with Raiden for 3 value. So, yeah, I could draw a Sink Below, I could draw Lumina, but I could also draw a Banneret. So I think we averaged at 3. I'm not doing any sort of math science behind it. I'm just going off of my gut. And then, so either way, I'm getting plus 1 additional value from the point of buff. So now, oof, this is also a bad hand, real bad. I got, well, it's okay, but I've gotten zero options but to block. So if he wants to set up a turn, I'm in trouble. Bolt of Courage, not great. So what I can do is I can set Sink Below and Arsenal. Yeah, I'll just do that. And then let him come back with another 4-card hand. I will have Sink as backup. Here, what do we do here? This is a tough one. It's not a very good hand. The damage that I can do off this hand ain't great. Maybe swing with Illuminate, and so here I think, yeah, I do this because it's a clean 2 block, which is also going to block a ping. It could be the wrong choice, as I'm losing a card here. Maybe I'm hoping for a Bolt of Courage into Illuminate turn. Get rid of V the Vanguard, see what we can pick up. Yep, nothing special. So I'm still digging for my V the Vanguards, my Lumen Ascensions. Unfortunately, we're just not seeing them. And here, I'm sort of forced to take damage if I want to keep Bolt of Courage, force blocks with Bolt of Courage. I mean, I don't think she should be scared of the on-hit draw, because, I mean, I've got a few cards I can draw. Four cards that would potentially win me the game. So maybe it's worth it, but that, yeah. And then if she... Okay, so we're doing some damage. Nice, nice, nice. And this is where I get really scared, because I want her to keep 3 cards and try and take me out with 3 cards. So take damage here and then do whatever, do 10 damage to me on the flip side. But she blocks, and that's the right thing to do, because then she sets up a 5-card hand and I'm left with this crap. Like, what the hell do I do here? I keep Celestial Cataclysm. I think even if I had a 10 damage turn, I wouldn't have won. Well, maybe. It would have made it much easier. But now this is a bit of a tough spot for me. I do manage to get some damage through. I have to take damage. I have to take things here. I can't. Okay, so I can take this or force the ping. And if there is no ping, then we're pretty good. But yeah, I felt I had pretty bad hands. 2, 3 turns. And that's 7 damage attack. That really caught me by surprise. Yeah. Ancestral Empowerment, so we have to block with our D-React. And now their thing resets. Mask of Momentum resets. Kunai. No, so what do? They just go for Breaking Point, put me down 3, and I think I just take it. I think it's just better to take it. I'm threatening 11 damage. But I'm without my Soul Bond, which is my main defensive tool. What is he doing here? Okay, so he gives up that. I come with Illuminate. So this is a perfect 2-card 11, the best 2-card 11 you could ask for. And Boltyn goes into 1, praying for Warcry Bologna. I don't even know if I have it. Here I get to keep a Beacon of Victory. Well, I hope to keep a Beacon of Victory. Comes in with 0-4 already, sucks. And I think I should have lost this turn, and she just misplayed Ignite. Oh, that would have been good last turn when I had that all you got. Flick Knife down to 1. So I have to block here, and then this card I would have expected, even if you just attack with a Kunai again, you get rid of my cards and you win the next turn. So I think there's a misplay here. Then I attack with Raiden. And as you would, you can just block with one card. You can block, because there's no way I can do more than 2 damage this turn. So I'm praying that they block with the flick knives. They don't. I just do it for funsies. Give her the GGs and move on. So I lost this game. I think it was winnable. And then, yeah, I just concede. I think that game was winnable. A few hands perhaps didn't go my way. Is that me being greedy? Is thinking that I should get better hands? I'm not sure. Just based on the previous, how many games? 5, 11, 12, 13. 13 games against Cindra. I just felt like this one didn't particularly go. I don't think she did anything amazing. I just wasn't able to bring out my power cards as I wanted to. I felt like she had too many 4-card hands, and tried to make as much as she could happen with 4-card hands, where just taking one turn off to go with a 5-card hand might have made the difference on her side. I don't think she saw any power cards either. But I think I had two dud turns in a row, and the wrong boots. Anyways, moving on. We do lose as well. Maestro. Same thing. I'm just doing. This is my yellow deck matters. Yellow cards matter deck. So you can see a little bit of a difference in the cards, but essentially the plan is exactly the same. Just want to try this deck out because why the hell not? And I'm almost guaranteed a yellow in my opening hand. This is a little bit annoying. What do I do here? And I can see already that this might not be the best representation by looking at the deck size. 62, so there's 66 cards in the deck, which I think shouldn't be. You want to streamline your deck as much as possible, especially when you know fatigue is not on the cards. Okay, so I take a damage. My ping stoppage is not going to happen. Block again. I keep take flight because that's still going to give me soul and 6 damage at least. Maybe 7 points of value. This, yeah. So I overblock here. And then whatever they want to hit me with, they can hit me with. Unless it's snatch, it doesn't matter because that 3 damage is coming at me regardless. You know, it's going to come at me, and they can't even do that. They need to attack here to get there. Yeah, so that's going in their arsenal anyway, methinks. Maybe not, because they messed up with the Draconic Chain Links. Okay, here we're blessed with a nice little hand. I keep Celestial Cataclysm because I know I'm going to get some nice soul coming up. With my helm still there, soul bond still there, and Lumina about to cause some damage. This one I sacrificed a little bit more in order to get 9 points, 10 points of value in. That all you got? I don't know which one I keep here. I know I spoke about early game, keep the react, but I've got the soul coming. I think if they block this out, I would have kept that all you got. Because they didn't, I'm likely going to get more soul out of it. Cool. So we've got our 9 points differential. We also got Toon Soul. We got Courage Token. And now things have just gotten even better. We have a Lumina plus Saving Grace turn. And I just throw that armor down straight away. Like, at this point, 28, I'll put them down to 15. Maybe even a little bit lower. They only have a 4-card hand. See what you got. This one I block again because I know now with almost 100% certainty they cannot trigger Mask of Momentum. Is it worth the armor? Hell yes. Okay, so I take 3 damage here. Whoop-de-doo. Now, I think they've got something up their sleeveys. So I decide not to block this. I could be losing out value here with Saving Grace. But I think there's going to be another attack to try and trigger Mask. And we get the perfect value block. Better lucky than good. So they say. Okie dokie. What do we have in Arsenal? I totally forgot. Oh, Celestial Cataclysm. Yes. So I'm really hoping to hit on Luminous Ascension. I think I only have... I have two CNCs and 3 sinks, right? So I have 5 cards that could ruin my plans of world domination. So let's see what we get. Give it a go again. And we whiff. So that ruins our Celestial Cataclysm turn. That would have put him down to 7. And would have put us in such a good position where he has to start blocking and losing cards. Here, what do we do here? We can charge 2. I think someone's at the door. Okay, still rolling. And I forgot where we are. Okay, so I block here to try and stop any or force the kunai flick. I actually think that I made a mistake because now I lost Iron Song versus, but whatever. I don't get the flick because he does this instead. That's totally fine. Gets him back. Ends the turn. So now he's got his first 5-card hand. Here is charge everything. I keep the Beaming Bravado because I think it's more important if it gets to that stage in the game. And I come in for a 19 damage turn, which is about just enough, you know? Just enough to put him under pressure and force a couple blocks. But even then, it's a little bit risky. Now he's got to block with his Dragon Scalers, maybe. And then taking a couple cards out of his hand. Because you don't want to block with Flick Knives, you don't want to block with Mask of Momentum. So it's cards out of the hand. I would have kept Mask of Momentum. It's just me. And now we're just going to be greedy and see what we can get off Prayer Bologna. Devotion Never Dies. I could block this out. You should block this out, right? And just come back with Command and Conquer. And Arsenal, Prayer Bologna maybe. So you block with Engulfing Light and Soul Bond. Attack with Command and Conquer. But I say, you know what? I got Prayer Bologna in hand. I'm doing some damage. Let him use his Blood-Splattered Vest. Maybe that's why he kept the Blood-Splattered Vest over the headpiece. And let's Prayer Bologna this game. See what we get. Banner of Courage. The things are just going our way. And this is our third Lumina. Again, you know, the games I've won, I've shown you here. I played multiple Luminas. I think you need 2 minimum to win this game, which is doable if you're sinking, if you're hogging, if you're blocking, and just building for that. 3 is a bit of an ask, but it is possible. I've had games like that. Can I get a screenshot up? I guess another one I shared with a friend of mine. Where is it? What am I doing? Here we go. Let's go back to what's it called? February. Yeah. That's sort of more or less how my games have been so far into Cindra. It is early days. It is I have gotten some lucky games in. So again, I'm just going to reiterate that it's not like we should be winning every match, that type of thing. I'm just letting you know that there are ways to win. And going 0 for 5 against her, I don't think is super real. Is super normal. I think not normal. It's not where we should be. Maybe it's closer to a 50-50. Maybe I should liken it to Aurora, where Aurora doesn't want to block either. We got to get those double Lumina turns. And they're also a very sort of Cheerio style deck, zero cost attacks type of thing. Yeah, I think Cindra would brick less because she doesn't need the non-attack actions, the spread between non-attack actions and attack actions. She just wants everything to do damage. So there is that puts her at a little bit advantage. I guess maybe more to Fi with Art of War. Fi with Art of War might be closer to Cindra. Jeez, imagine if Cindra had Art of War. Would that make her better? I don't know. Well, yeah, she just get the free resource, right? Boom. Dagger. Resource from Blood Splattered Vest. Boom. Whatever it's called. I forgot the name. What the hell? I just said it. Art of War. Cool. That's it for today. Good luck in your road to nationals. Please don't doom and gloom too much on Boltyn. There are ways to win. We'll find him. It always takes a few losses before we get to those, until we figure out the puzzle of each of these matchups. Fang is my current project. I don't think I'm going to find a watertight way to beat Fang, but maybe I'll just lose less. Anyways, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around. Poof.